Good afternoon, Groove Master Academy troopers. It's Cameron. Glad you're here. I know I'm glad to be here. It is the first vlog of 2024. If you're watching this sometime in the future, it is January the 10th and the world is on fire. Donald Trump is in court arguing he should be able to murder people with impunity. All that stuff. If you're watching this in the future and you're interested, you may want to look up 2024. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Alright, so enough with that. Just a little update. Last vlog was before Christmas, I think, and we were having some very sad times, or at least potentially sad times with the kitty. And happy to report that little Miss Sophie, the heart of darkness, seems to have recovered. So that's a good thing. That's a happy thing. All right. The topic of today's vlog is, the topic of today's vlog is the imposter syndrome. What is the imposter syndrome? The imposter syndrome is the feeling, the deep-seated belief that you are not qualified or good enough to be a music teacher or teach your instrument. And most teachers I've talked to or have read articles that they've written have felt it to some degree from time to time. I know that I certainly have felt it a lot, and I'm trying to figure out, what is the guts of that, because I think a lot of us, if you take an objective look at your qualifications, your education, your experience, and we all know that, hopefully we all know that, just because you can play an instrument well doesn't mean you can teach it, and, teaching is a discipline in itself. But, just in my case, I have lots of formal education, 30 years of experience, blah, blah, blah. I can lay all those things out on the table and look at them objectively, and have had the training as a teacher, blah, blah, blah. I can put that out there objectively, and I'm sure, most of you can as well. And objectively look at the qualifications and say, well, yeah, okay, I can do this. But, I don't think it's about that. It's never been about that for me, anyway. And I think what finally cracked it a little bit for me was this dive I've been doing into the philosophy of Stoicism. And it is not what I thought it was, Stoicism. And this is not the time or the place to go into that particularly, other than one of the concepts of Stoicism that really stuck with me, and this is also comes from Zen, particularly Taoism, that I think it's put gently in the Tao Te Ching. If you care what another thinks, you'll be the prisoner. That's putting it gently. A more modern and blunt take on that is, don't give a fuck what other people think. And that sounds harsh and dismissive on the surface, as it did for me. But when I'm able to, take a look at it from 30,000 feet and see that, it really, really doesn't matter what other people think. If I'm living up to my morals and my life principles, and then I'll be able to easily interact with others who share those same principles. And it doesn't mean we can't have friends. I have better friendships now, and I'm a better leader. But that doesn't, you don't get to that place, at least I didn't, in a nutshell, or all at once. And, that kind of deep-seated insecurity, for me, has really been a feature of my psyche my whole life. I was always horribly socially awkward and felt like I was an outcast in school and all of those things. And I remember thinking that it seems like there's a rule book, like the instruction book for life. I didn't get it. Everybody else got it, but I didn't get it. And what I've come to realize is that feeling comes from living through other people. I call it living in third person, where you live through the eyes of others. You're always thinking about what you look like through others' eyes. And you're never, ever going to be able to, at least I don't think, ever be able to get to your core, your prime mover, whatever it is that is you, the real you, without any other thinking, without any of others' opinion. What is you at your core? Doing that work has given me a foundation of self that I have been able to start to draw from. So I don't know if any of that made any sense, but if it helped you out, I'm glad. If not, it was nice talking to you. All right, we're on our way, a long drive to work to teach some music tonight. So I'll give you a quick look at the road. It's been snowing. Yay. Okay, Cameron out. See you next time.